Have you ever been sitting in complete stillness, doing absolutely nothing unusual, when suddenly a warmth passes through your chest for no reason you can name, as though someone, somewhere, just whispered your name into the quiet architecture of the universe? Have you ever felt a sudden pull in your solar plexus? A subtle gravity tugging you toward a memory of someone you have not spoken to in days or weeks or years, and wondered if that pull was only imagination, or if it was something far older and far more real, something the ancients understood and the modern world forgot how to listen for? You are not broken for noticing these things, and you are not imagining the invisible threads that connect one soul to another across distance and silence. Today we walk through 5 signs that someone is quietly thinking of you right now in this very moment, whether they have the courage to say it or not. Have you felt a sudden, inexplicable warmth bloom across your chest or your face, arriving from nowhere, uninvited by any thought you were consciously having? This is what we call the warmth echo. The residue of another person's attention landing softly on your energetic field like sunlight, breaking through a cloud that was not there a moment before. The body often knows before the mind does. And when someone holds you gently in their thoughts, your nervous system registers it as a subtle rise in temperature, a flush, a tenderness that seems to come from nowhere, and yet feels achingly familiar. You do not need to understand the mechanism to trust the sensation. You only need to notice it, honor it, and let yourself wonder, just for a moment, who might be thinking of you exactly now. Have you ever heard your own name spoken softly in a room where no one else was present? A phantom syllable brushing against your eardrum like a breath? This is the name whisper, and it is far more common than most are willing to admit, because we live in a culture that has trained us to dismiss the unexplainable rather than sit with it. When someone repeats your name in their mind, again and again, turning it over like a stone they cannot put down, that repetition creates a vibration. And vibration, as you already sense somewhere beneath your logical mind, does not respect the walls of distance or time. If your name has echoed in an empty room lately, someone has been holding it on their tongue more often than they realize. Wait, before we continue, have you ever caught yourself remembering someone with startling, almost cinematic clarity, a detail as small as the way they laughed or tilted their head, arriving unbidden in the middle of an unrelated afternoon? This is the recall static, the strange interference pattern that appears in your memory when another person's thoughts are actively reaching for you. Memory is not simply a private archive locked inside your skull. Memory is porous. It listens outward as much as it stores inward. And when someone is thinking of you with enough intensity, fragments of your shared past begin surfacing in your mind like static breaking through a quiet radio signal. You are not randomly nostalgic. You are being remembered, and your soul is answering back. Have you noticed a strange heaviness settle behind your eyes? A wordless ache that has no clear cause, no bad news, no obvious sadness attached to it? This is the mirror ache, and it often arrives when someone else is missing you in silence, unwilling or unable to reach out, holding their longing so tightly inside themselves that it spills across the invisible bridge between your hearts. You feel their unspoken feeling as your own quiet melancholy, because separation between souls was never as absolute as the physical world insists it must be. The next time sadness visits you without explanation, consider that it may not be entirely yours. It may be an echo of someone else's longing, arriving through you because it had nowhere else to go. Have you ever looked up at a clock at the exact moment it struck a pattern, or noticed the same number following you through your day like a patient companion? This is the synchronized glance, the universe's quiet way of confirming that 2 minds have briefly aligned on the same frequency. When someone is thinking of you, The pattern of their attention ripples outward and touches the ordinary details of your world, nudging you to look up at the precise second that means something. It is not superstition. It is resonance, the same resonance that lets a tuning fork answer another tuning fork across a silent room without ever being touched. So if your chest has warmed without reason, if your name has echoed in empty air, if old memories have surfaced like static, if an unexplained ache has settled behind your eyes, or if strange little synchronicities have been following your gaze, know this: you are not imagining a lonely fantasy. You are simply sensitive enough to feel the quiet threads that already exist between souls who have touched one another's lives. Someone, somewhere, has been thinking of you more than you realize, and perhaps it is time you let yourself believe that. If this resonated with something in you, like this video, subscribe to Soulure for more, and tell us in the comments who came to mind while you were listening, because that name matters more than you think. And as we close this circle, remember that the thought which found you today was never really gone. It was only waiting for you to notice it again.